June 6th, and how this may confirm the need for massive stimulus. Now, here's the thing. I completely recognize, just as much as you do, there's a percentage of our population that really needs additional stimulus or some type of financial support right now, and there's also a percentage of our population that doesn't really need anything. However, there's more and more people, based on what is going on so far this year, the massive turmoil, the uncertainty, the volatility, all the major changes that are coming out, especially the low income and fixed income. Yes, these groups of people absolutely 100% need some type of financial assistance in the form of stimulus. Well, either way, I want to talk about Friday, the 6th, and what is coming out that day and how this may confirm exactly what we are looking for here. Now, here's the thing. We're not even halfway through the year. Obviously, we still have another month to go here until we actually are technically one half of the way through this year, obviously. But we've seen so many major changes right now. We've seen some major shifting in the overall economy, major changes coming out of Social Security so far this year, the reinstatement of so many different rules. This is impacting beneficiaries in a massive way. And again, this is such a bad situation as far as what's happening for the vast majority of low income, fixed income, seniors, people with disabilities. Again, Social Security beneficiaries, fill in the blank, you know this group that I'm talking about. But let's quickly talk about the 6th, and again, what is coming out on Friday. Now, just hear me out for a second. You might think this has nothing to do with what you said in the title. Yes, it does. Just let me break all this down for you. Here's the thing. We know that this economy is not doing all that great. We know that things are slowing down. We know that these tariffs that we've been hearing on, they're off, they're on, they're off, they're on, they're going up, they're going down. Here they are, here they're not. I mean, seriously, it's back and forth all the time with this whole thing, right? But anyway, this has caused so much uncertainty that a lot of people are really skeptical about the overall economy. Well, that's kind of the situation that we're in right now, and we've been seeing this slowing in the economy really a lot so far this year. We've seen many different sectors, many different industries. We've seen a lot slowing down, and we've also seen payrolls. In other words, the number of people employed also shrinking. In other words, the unemployment rate is rising. Now, on this coming Friday, we're going to be getting the next unemployment numbers, otherwise known as the non-farm payroll report, that comes out the first Friday of every month, and that just so happens to be this Friday, which is the 6th, okay? Now, here's the thing. This is a very key report. However, it's also massively lagging. So here's the thing. We've been hearing out of all these multiple different sources for the last several months, which is we're likely getting, I mean, it's practically guaranteed at this point, that we will likely be getting a recession a little bit later this year. Now, when exactly? We don't really know exactly when it's going to be officially declared, but the likelihood is we're probably already in that recession right here, right now. It'll probably be declared sometime after, this month ends. So basically, in the second half of the year, which is literally, after June ends. So it's not that far out from now. Okay. But anyway, once we get that confirmation of a recession, that's when things really get bad. I mean, really fast, because now it's confirmed, right? Whoa, it's confirmed, therefore we're in the recession. But here's the thing. We're in a recession for a very long time prior to actually being confirmed. But either way, we want to see these non-farm payroll or the jobs report numbers that come out on Friday, and obviously these will be the jobs numbers for the month of May. Okay, just want to clarify that the numbers for the month of May that will be released. Obviously the 6th of June here coming up, right? So anyway, what we've been seeing over the last several months here is that the unemployment numbers are showing. Even though the numbers might come in looking good, like, oh, we got all these, hundreds of thousands of people that are employed and got these jobs and things like this, the unemployment rate is still moving higher. That's kind of a problem, right? Because what it's showing is that maybe people are getting hired and things like that, which is good, but also it's showing that people are dropping out of the workforce. And then we're also seeing the unemployment rate numbers moving significantly higher. In fact, we've had big banks out over the last couple months here suggesting in the second half of this year, we're likely going to see 5.3% unemployment in this country. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for the overall economy, okay? But anyway, don't want to turn this into some big economic lesson, but here's the situation behind it. The jobs numbers are very lagging. Like we get basically the jobs numbers coming in showing, we see jobs cuts. We're seeing we're seeing less employment coming in. We're seeing the unemployment rate ticking higher. When we see these things, again, this is so lagging. When we get that to start lagging and we see the unemployment rate moving up significantly faster, this is when we start to see, okay, this is literally confirming everything that we thought this whole time. Okay, so this is a really interesting and really good report that's going to come out, because at the end of the day, it just shows us the overall health of the economy and a big, broad overlook of the overall economy. And again, if you're looking for stimulus, which is literally what this is all about, this is what it comes down to. Realistically, the overall economy, and in my opinion, possibly the biggest report that's out there is the unemployment numbers. And again, that comes out Friday the 6th. Okay, so these are, in my opinion, the biggest numbers that come out. Even though they are massively lagging, this just shows the overall health and, like I said, the big broad look at the economy when it comes down to employment, as in businesses hiring, businesses firing, businesses going bankrupt or closing, whatever it happens to be, all those situations like that. We see that reflected in these numbers. Well, when we see the unemployment rate going up that much, that gives us a sign like, uh-oh, things are not that great. Now, here's another thing that I want to point out. A few years ago, I think it was in 2021, 2021, around there, we had a group of lawmakers that came out, and they wanted to pass legislation at that time to add automatic stabilizers into the economy. What they mean by that is that if the unemployment rate hits X, we don't have to come together in the future. We will just automatically send out stimulus. Do you remember me talking about this from like 4 years ago, something like that? It was a real thing. Now, here's the thing. Lawmakers never passed it. They never did pass this, but they were seriously talking about adding the automatic stabilizers, or basically tripwires in the overall economy. And it was all tied to the unemployment rate. If the unemployment rate hits X percent, then a stimulus is automatically provided. And it would already be pre-approved and things like that. Just there you go, right? And then if it goes up again, another tripwire set out at another point, and they go out again. Another tripwire at another point, if it goes up higher, and they go out again. Okay, so anyway, I've said this for a while now, a few months now, which is really the only way out of a massive economic contraction or economic recession is by stimulating the way out. That's really the only way out. You can't really naturally grow out of a recession and out of an economic contraction. We just can't do that anymore, right? Maybe in others, in the past, many years ago, sure, we probably could have done that. But these days, no, you can't really come out of a recession, major economic contraction, without massive, massive stimulus. And that could be in a variety of ways, like what they're working on, again, with that reconciliation bill that we've been talking about as well. Again, things like that. I mean, there's multiple different ways that they could stimulate, but one of the best ways that they've found over the last many, many decades of multiple different stimulus packages and stimulus check provided, things like that. The best way to stimulate very, very quickly and get the economy going again super fast is by distributing money to people, and then basically we go out and spend it. We stimulate the economy massively, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, this report we got coming out here on Friday is going to be a very important one. That's my opinion about this. We'll have to see what happens here, what it comes in at. But again, we also have to read between the lines. Okay, maybe the headline number comes out, oh, we've gained, whatever, 250,000 jobs, or whatever the number happens to be, whatever. But let's continue to watch things like the revisions to last month and the month before, the 2 months worth of revisions. What are we getting for an unemployment number? As in, what is the rate? What is that percentage coming in at? That's going to be very important as well. So there's a lot more to it than this. And again, it's also somewhat self-fulfilling at the same time. If these numbers are looking really bad, we continue to see all this volatility and uncertainty and changes within all these different aspects of the economy. And of course, Social Security as well, massive changes coming out there. If we continue to see all this, that's just not very good for just the thinking and just the mentality of the overall consumer. Either way, I'll continue to keep you posted on this, but yes, it is a very precarious time that we're in right now. And again, realistically, if we maybe get that bad report coming out here, a very weak report, something like that, this just tends to lead toward more of that confirmation that we're getting. Now, also in a couple weeks here, in 3-ish weeks, a little less than 3 weeks here, we will be getting the Federal Reserve coming out as well with their next meeting, and let's see what they do with interest rates. But this report will also help them figure out what they're going to do, whether they're going to cut, stay the same, hold, or whether they raise interest rates. I mean, that's an option too. So anyway, just want to point this out really quickly for you. I hope this helps you to some degree. Again, I'm here for you, just letting you know, hey, I'm watching all this stuff very closely. I will continue to keep you posted. I hope this helps you. Otherwise, please make sure to share the video. There's a big share button right down below. If you need any help with Medicare, again, if you're turning 65, if you're retiring, if you're moving across state or county lines, anything like that right now, you see the phone number there on your screen. That'll connect you with a dedicated Medicare team of trusted advisors, and they will go to work immediately finding you the best plan with the best coverages at the best price in your local area, so you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices, the clinics you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They will find all that. The average person is saving a boatload of money, well over $1,000 on the average person, and a ton of you here in this community have already called them, talked to them, and by the way, it's 100% for free. They can help you with Medicare supplement plans, Medigap plans, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Part D, initial enrollment into Medicare. Good deal. So anyway, if you're turning 65 or retiring at all this year, maybe this month, maybe tomorrow, maybe at the end of the year, doesn't matter. If either of those apply, please call them right away. They will help you. And again, it is 100% for free. Also, please share the video. Just think of a few people, 1, 2, or 3 people that you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, maybe co-workers. If you're going to be retiring here at some point this year, please share that phone number with them as well. Also help them get some help with their Medicare, the initial enrollment, things like that. You'll be a huge hero to them. Thank you so much. Otherwise, share the video. Again, share button right down below. Otherwise, please subscribe. 100% free. Big subscribe button right down below the video. And check out the other videos here on the channel. Thousands in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description. Otherwise, popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. Have a nice day. And I hope I can see you again soon in the next video or in the next live stream.